Hello everybody, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. 739 our current solve count, and we need 2 puzzles to gold glint this window. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 puzzles here. Are there any others I've missed? Oh, there's you way back there. A 6. Oh boy. 1, 2. What else do we know? That's got to be a line, that's got to be a line. Those have got to have lines, those have got to have lines. Those have got to have lines. This is either going to be this or this, which means that's going to be a different colour, but I don't know which way. And then from there, the 4 has got to get out in a long line to leave the 3 access to its standard T shape, but I don't know which way it's going to go. This is going to have to get out either like this or in a longer straight line. I don't know that I'm going to be able to find the logic here, though. There's not a lot of, like, confinement in what I'm looking at. And they did say that 6s and 7s will be where you really have to work hard just to find the in to the puzzles. Alright, maybe that one isn't my one for today, then. We did that one. Oh. There's you hiding down there. Any more hiding under here? Nothing along there. Nothing back there. Nothing in there. Oh my goodness, but this is just a 3, so hypothetically, this shouldn't be too bad, especially when you consider everything is a 1, but obviously we can't do that. How many colours do we have? Green, red, yellow, blue, purple. So how many regions are we going to have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This whole thing is 5 regions. Well, let's start with some stuff we know then. That's going to be a region. That's going to be a region of a different colour because it's got purple shared. That's going to be a region of a different colour because it's got red shared. That's going to be a region of a different colour because it's got red shared. That's going to be a region of a different colour because they've got yellow shared. That's going to be a different region of a different colour because it's got green shared. And that is our 5 regions. So it just comes down to how do we pick up the other colours that we need in the other sections, and we're basically, I imagine, going to do it in columns that look like this. So it's basically working in giant double wide lines throughout the puzzle. So like this needs yellow and green. Oh no, yellow and red. So this is going to have to get to those. Yeah, because we've got all these pairs. So just kind of imagine the puzzles all shrunk down. Who needs what? You need purple and red. So this is A. And this is A. This is B, and you need green and blue, which is this one. And if this is C, you need purple and blue. Then this is D. You need yellow and green. And that leaves this as E. So those are what we need to get together. Something curious that I see immediately. No, wait, no. Let's now get A and A as red. B and B as orange. C and C is yellow. D and D is purple. And E is blue. So what I'm now looking at is, like, this has to get out. And then if that gets out, this has to get out. And this has to get out. But how can this get out if C is going to otherwise trap it in? It basically becomes one of those puzzles where we just have to draw lines between everything in a way that doesn't... Now, D can't get out, so it can't be these. It basically builds it as a different type of puzzle. So if that was C, and that was E, and that was A, and that's B, and that is D. Now we just have to colour it in. Fun that they made a wholly different puzzle type out of the limitations of the puzzle mechanics they'd already introduced. That's quite fun. You smashed it, mate. Right, one more. I hate that this seems like it should be so deceptively simple. Right. Those are all different. Max 5, but all regions must have a different shape. So where do you even begin with that? It's like we get one single one in this whole puzzle. I wish I could zoom in to just sections, because the dot of the question mark exists to introduce limits on the shapes that we can make. Because we could have like those, but there's no logical reason for it to be that over, say... Oh, well, that can't exist. How many ways could we fill this in ways that are valid? Maybe I was onto something. Because we can have a single one. Well, here's a question. Of this section down here, it is 12. There have to be at least 4 regions because of the 4-dot center. This could be 3 and 4. There's no way we can do a 3 straight line. So are we going to realize that this is in fact the way you do that? Is there any other way we could do it? We also have max 5 to worry about for these groups of 4 down here, but that's a later thing to think about. Let's just throw a 1 box up there, just so that I can think about this in regions of more than 1. If we did 1, well, okay, scratch that. We can't do this. Is there any other way that we can do it other than the way that I initially hypothesized? Because the more I look at it, the less viable it seems to have any other solution other than the one I already did. Like, this 7. Can't do that. I think it might be this, you know? Just the hard part is, if this is wrong, if that's not what this is, it's a terrible foundation to be starting the puzzle on, you know? If this is 2 and 3 or 2 and 3, there's no other way to do the right-hand side that doesn't add a copy. If it's 1 and 4, there's also no way to do the right-hand side. I'm committing to this. Now, one of these has to be a 4, which is interesting. Because we can't make them both 5s, because they have to mismatch. Oh, God. Okay. Well, neither of them can grow out to the left, because that leaves a 2, which is not allowed. So I think that becomes our straight edge 3. And then what? If this grows up, then this becomes the 4. This has to come up and out. That has to go up and over. That can't do that and leave that as a 1. Because we already have a 1. It could be a 4. That would then have to come out, which makes that the T. And would make that a T. But that can't come out to there. Okay, so that breaks. So we decided, I think, that that's not the 5. That can't be the 5 because it leaves a 1. So that might be the 5. That would be the 4. And... no. Hold on. Hold on. I'm happy with this line on the left. So we've got a 1 straight, a 2 straight, and a 3 straight. One of these is a 4 and one of these is a 5. Because they can't both be 4s and neither of them can be a 6. How are we going to get up and out of this? You know, I don't think we can. If we ignore this half for a minute, let's just look at this 3. If this is going to come up and out and this is going to come up and out, it breaks. We can't have that be backed onto itself. If we... This can't be a 2. It can't be the 3. It would have to be the 4. I think that results in that being the 5. No. No. That can't come out to there. That can't go down. How do we build this? Two 3s in a line. Need a straight line piece next to them, don't they? We learnt that some amount of puzzles ago. How do we get out of here? There's basically 3 options. There's option 1, option 2, and option 3. Option 3 is off the table because it leaves this. So option 3 is out. So this can't come to here. That line definitely exists. If this comes over, that is like doing that. We don't have a 3 hook yet, because that can't do that with that. So that could be a 3 hook. That would have to come out to here somewhere. Oh god, okay. So this only makes pieces that we already have. So that leaves that as the only option, right? I think. So that has to come out to there in some fashion. That has to pick that up. It can't come up there, so I think that gets our hooked 4. That has to come across, which makes that the T. This has to come over again. We've got a 3 straight. This was our 3 straight. So that has to go over, which means that has to come up. That has to go up. That can't go up as well. But that can count, because now we don't have a 3 hook. So we can take a 3 hook here. We can't have a 4 hook. We can either have a long Z or possibly this. but it gets us out of that troubled area. It's just whether this is so far correct. So it could be this. Or it could be this. I think it can't be this. I mean, it could be if that went over there and did something. But I can't have a 3 straight line there. So I think this is most likely. That's going to have to get out. We don't have a big T yet. But that can't hook to there, leaving that. Oh boy. And if I've done something wrong so far, it's all going to come crumbling down. So hard. So hard. Could do one of those. That gets to this edge in a way that I like a lot. Have we got a 4 big T piece yet? We don't. We also don't have a 4 straight piece yet. Or a 5 straight piece. Could I colour in what we have left with the rules that we have? It's a fantastic question. There's 14 pieces left. It's then just kind of a question of what shapes haven't we used? And that is a tough thing to recall at this point. Something I wish I'd have done now that I think about it. I mean, I could reset and then I can undo through a reset, can't I? So in total, 57 plus 12 is 69. So there's 69 in total. Then there's a single square, a single domino. There's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 for trios. Then for fours, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you can rotate some of these to flip them, but that gets that. And then how many do pentominoes make altogether? Hold on. So this is 1 plus 2 plus 6, 4, 8, 12, 16 plus 20. Actually, let's do 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 20. How many unique 5 pieces are there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 is the total number of pieces in uniques. So that is 80, 86, 88, 89. Okay, so we have 20 points of wiggle room between these two numbers, so we don't have to use everything once to get to that puzzle. That's what I wanted to eliminate as a variable first. As for pentominoes we haven't used, we definitely haven't used that yet. But I can't do 2 of those in the same spot there. Any others? We haven't used horseshoe yet, or like big C, but that doesn't really fit here very nicely. That does fit in there nicely. There's also how many of the 4s have we used? There's this one, this one, this one. We haven't used a 4 size T, have we? So a 4 size T would be viable. Oh my god. That wasn't so bad for a 7. There was like a little bit around this 4 that we had to kind of muddle through. But that wasn't bad for a 7 at all. And we have our golden window. I'm trying to remember now if there's any windows that we've passed that we didn't make gold. Because that's the 3... When we got to this section, I was like, oh, everything's really difficult before I went on my trip. But we did Castle Gates. We did that one, and that one. We did Mismatch. What even was this one? Palisades. Area number. Oh, we didn't finish range. We got 5 more to do in range. Alright, well, let's try and knock a couple of these out then, because we got through those first 2 in reasonable time. And we've worked with ranges a lot more, so I feel like I should be able to work through this a little bit better. So let's start with some math. We've got 5, 10, 15, 19, 22, 26, 30, 33 on a grid of 36. So we do have 3 open space. I believe. So we have 3 kind of bits we can work with, although we could do that as well. And everything has a region between 3 and 5. So it's these cross-section in the center. I think that's going to be the problem, because we have to make things reach these to make them viable. That 5 can't get trapped in there. So now I'm just colouring, which I know I shouldn't, but I'm also not sure where my logic has to start. Well, let's look at this 5 then, and maybe this 5 as well, because if it goes over, that's 1, but that's like a fuzzy 1. This is 2, and this is definite. This is fuzzy. This is definite. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Can't do that one, so that gets a line. 1. So it could be this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is fuzzy, and then this and this are fuzzy. So it could be any of that making a shape. But that means that this 4 might take that, but it does take these 3. It might take that 4, it might not. So this is now definite and definite on those. And then the same thing kind of plays out here. So this is fuzzy. This is definite. This is definite. This is fuzzy. That could be 5. Can't do that. That gets a line. And then we have fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy here for those as well. That means this is a line. This 4 can't get past here. So that takes this fuzziness away. That 4 gets a box around it. That means this isn't fuzzy anymore. This is definite. And then it has to pick up one of these other fuzzies along the way. That means this 5. This is fuzzy. How did I come up with this whole new system I've never used before for this? This is definite. And then the rest is fuzzy. So I don't think I need to denote that further. But this is definite, those are definite, those are definite, these are definite, that's definite. This might take this, it might not. If this is definite, for this to get out, this is definite on these, for the 3s. Because we get that, because we knew this 4 was locked in, that 5 has to get out. These 3s are now locked in. The 5 is still fuzzy over there. And this can't do that. No, it can do that. It can do that. Absolutely can. I feel like I might be overcomplicating this, but who knows, right? Oh, they have to all be at least 3, don't they? But I was just working that through nicely. So, that's fuzzy. We can't leave a 1 here. Which suggests this to me. I can't leave that as a 1. Which suggests that to me. I can't leave that as a 1. There it is. All it took was some fuzziness and some definites. 4 more on this little island. We have 36 and 26, but minimum, all regions must have an area of at least 2. So I can't have any 1s. But this has an area of 26 out of 36. And what we leave, the negative space we leave, must be at least dominoes. But it could be trios. How do you count to 26? That's 25. But I can't leave that as a 1. That's so tricky. There's got to be something about how we can count like the lines that can't have two sides. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which seems pertinent when there's 26 and we need to leave 10 and take the rest. So, does that tell me anything? I don't know. Because I need to leave 10, but that's 10 accounted for already, and I can't just colour the rest of that in, can I? Oh, it's so silly. Like, I can't have both sides of that. And then I can't do this. So if I have 10 tiles I can't take, it has to be 10 of the tiles on opposing sides of walls that I'm on. Okay, with that knowledge, I know that this can't be a non-alternate tile because it doesn't share any walls. So that has to have a box around it. Okay. That has to have a box around it. That has to have a box around it. How else can we go? That's 2, 4, 6. Because that takes 2 lines, that takes 2 lines, that takes 2 lines. That takes 2 lines technically, but I don't love it. How else could we do this? That takes 2 lines, that takes 2 lines, that takes 2 lines. That takes 2 lines. But then I've got this line and that line alone. Am I onto something with this? That could be a 3, like that. That takes 2, that takes 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Q. Hey! Nice, fun bit of logic to get there. Cool. I really like that. Clearly, I'm more adept at these puzzles than I was when I was here the first time. And that's part of the fun of coming back around on times like this. There's the 6 there. I need 3 more. Where are they all? Minimum 12 out of 90. How do we build something in this region that then lets other stuff get out? Because that has to get out. And that has to like have different colors on it. Yeah, that's an intriguing one. It's minimum 12, so really we only need kind of 2 or 3 shapes, so long as the first one can get out of here in a way that doesn't ruin... excuse you. The lines to get stuff out, you know? So, it's kind of these tiles. How do we get this to add up to 12 without breaking anything? Twelve. 12. You can take that, can't you? It's this one. No, you can't take that. Okay, so you have to get out. Twelve, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 12. That definitely can't do that, can it? Oh, God. You're 11. You're 12. You're 7. And it was looking so good. Twelve, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. And then just this hellhole. They can be bigger than 12. They don't have to be 12. But if this is too bigger, then where does something for this tile come in, you know? Let me just strip this back a bit. I want to think about these guys. So you basically can't escape out of this without leaving a single piece, which is not allowed. I've forgotten how I had it before I tore it all down now. This. Can I do something like this? That can all be one giant region. I don't know. We've been going too long. We got distracted in the source. So I'm going to put that down there for now. And we will just concede that we know that range is silver. That's what we were doing. We were looking for other silver windows, weren't we? Range is silver. Might be the only one. Yeah, looks like it. Imagine if there was like really well hidden ones way back here from the beginning or something, or... That's weird. The outlines of the sails. Like hidden ones, hidden behind the sails. What was my brain about to say? It'd be interesting, like, when we finish the game, or like finish the path, if they'll populate even more hiding somewhere. It's like, we've been through so much of this world already. It's kind of wild. Alright, but I'm rambling. For now, thank you guys ever so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.